Hey, what's up guys? Today in Thronefall we will be doing Quest E in the map Totend. Quest E requires us to have 25,000 points. So we used these 6 mutators to get us there. For our weapons and perks, we went with Potion Vials, Gladiator School, Commander Mode, Sustainable Mining, Elite Warriors, and Experience Gain. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. For night 1, starting off with 23 gold, we're going to grab our tower and then grab our units. For me, I think Berserker units are the best because of their attack and focus towards their siege towers. We're also going to grab these shrines because they're going to be very useful with their gold and their attack as well. With the extra 2 gold, I went ahead and bought an extra house. So in this battle here, I restarted this one to make sure, not on this run, but because it was night 1, I restarted it every time to make sure I got all 3 shrines activated. So it's very important, as soon as that first shrine is activated, direct your guys so they stop the attack, and then send them to the next shrine to get it activated. And as you can see, we do here. And as soon as that one's done, do the same thing with the last one. Because with these 3 shrines, I think you get 2 gold per shrine per night. And with 15 nights, that's an extra 45 gold by the last night. So I thought it was very important to get these 3 shrines out of the way early. So for night 2, we get ourselves 13 gold to work with. With that, we're going to buy another shrine. It's important to get these activated. And then we're going to buy some units. We're getting the longbow archers. With our extra gold, we're going to go ahead and buy a mine. Now for this battle, we do want to keep the guys close to the shrine to get it activated. And you can see the berserkers, how they lunge towards those towers. Those are like the best things to get out right away, at least in my opinion. But we get the shrine activated and it quickly helps us defeat these guys in this run. Now with the mutators we have, our units, not our units, the enemy units are 60% stronger, or at least have 60% more health. So it's very important to use whatever it takes to get them out, whether that's shrines, towers. We can't use any walls. We use the no walls pack, so we have no walls helping us. So it's going to be all up to our units and towers. We're using the potions for our weapon, so we're pretty much useless in all combat situations. We're really just throwing a little bit of health. Even the healing isn't that great, in my opinion. So a lot of the work is done by our towers and our units. You can see here in night 3 we do a good job of holding these guys back. We almost lost a house there, it looks like, but we were able to keep that alive, which is great. So going into night 4, we have 33 gold. So with that gold, we are buying some more towers. And we are going to get our farms going. It's best to get the farms in as early as possible, just because they do give a lot of gold, and we need everything we can, because we also use the mutator where our enemies drop 50% less gold. So we need all the gold we can possibly get. Night 4, we did lose our mine here and a tower, but for our economy we did pretty good at holding it all back. And also with the perk we have, with the mining perk, the amount of gold you get from each mine every night resets once it's destroyed. So the way mines work is you get an X amount of gold, and every night you get less and less and less. So after a couple nights, if your mine gets destroyed, with this perk we have, the gold gets reset. So it's actually kind of useful to have the mine destroyed after a couple nights. Kind of helps us that way. So for night 5, we got 43 gold we were able to spend. So our gold is starting to ramp up, which is great. We got to keep defending them as much as possible. We see we did lose a mine here. But with this shrine, we pretty much hold this wave back and it stops right where it's at. So in that run, we only lost 1 mine, which is cool. And then again, that's resetting on the next night. So it's kind of like a perk right there. Night 6, we get 59 gold, and we are upgrading our ranged units with a ranged attack. And we are getting a farm here. We're going to be increasing our economy and our gold as much as we can whenever we can. I always try to upgrade the farms on the opposite side of the enemy's rotation. So on that lane right there for night 5, now that it's moved over to the other side of the map, we bought that farm. So now that farm is pretty much safe for this night because we know it's not going to get destroyed. But these farms over on this side with all these slugs coming in, or whatever they're called, we do end up getting some of our farms destroyed, but we're about to see here in this battle. We're going to hold them off as best we can. We do have the shrine helping us, but way out here we don't get any help from towers or anything like that. So it's just up to our units here. But there is a lot of these slugs, so they do overwhelm us pretty quick. We did lose our farms, but they didn't go after our mine, so we still got the gold from that, which is great. Going into night 7, we get 66 gold on that run. So every night our gold is going up and up, which is good. Now, one thing with our perks we're using, we have the perk where our units get upgraded every time they die by 6%. So the way it works is in the beginning of the night or beginning of battle, when that unit dies, they respawn with 6% stronger than they were. So we also got the perk that lets them respawn even faster. So it's actually important during battle when the night starts to keep your enemy towards the front line, because you kind of want them to die right away, because the sooner they die, the faster they can start respawning, and they will be even stronger than when they started. And it does stack, so if you can get them to die 2-3 times in one night, they're coming back stronger and stronger each time. So it's kind of okay. You kind of want your units to die. So for night 7, we held them off pretty well. We didn't even lose our mine, so we were really solid on that one. So we got our full gold economy coming in. So for night 8, we were with a total of 91 gold. We made 91 gold on that night, so that's really good. And we were able to upgrade our castle too. So now we're doing more. We're getting our hero units. We got one of my favorites out of the hero units is the golem, because I just like how tanky they are. And if they can keep all the units focused on one guy, and if you have a lot of towers or archers, it can allow them to just keep poking at the enemy while they're focused on your golem. Usually I run with 3 golems on this map when I was doing some other runs. This one I did a little differently. I got kind of one of each, but except for the healing unit, I never really found much help with the healing one, at least on these runs here. But usually I would run with 3 golems just because I like how tanky they are. And if you have a lot of archers and towers, I just found them very useful. But this round I got a little bit of each, a little bit of variety. So going into this battle, you can see all I'm worried about is protecting our castle. So I put all our units up front. They have a lot of guys coming in. The reason why I put them at the castle is because, again, for one of the mutators we decided to use, we have no walls. So I didn't want to leave my units far out and then these guys coming backdooring us and destroying our castle. So that's why I stacked them up at the castle. So for night 9, we got 56 gold, and we are upgrading our range units, and we are upgrading our towers. Now for this tower, I got Archer Spire. Most of the towers I get Archer Spire. I get Castle Tower and then Archer Spire. I just found that those are the most useful and versatile towers, at least in my opinion. Those are the only ones I buy. Unless they're, for certain scenarios, I do buy the other towers, but by default, I guess, I build towards the Archer Spire. I just like how it is. You do get a bit of health in there, and I think the attack damage, and plus with the extra shot, the extra arrow, I prefer using those. So night 9, we do lose our research building. We did lose our mine, but that was, and our farm. So we lost a little bit of economy. We lost a night on that research, but it wasn't too bad. We were able to come up with 80 gold, which is great. We upgrade our farms, our units even more. Upgrade our berserkers to their max level, so we have the most of them, which is really helpful. And on this next wave, we have a lot of towers coming in, so we're gonna kind of need to be relying on those berserkers to focusing on those towers. So I focus all my guys at the front. Again, we kind of want them to die, because as soon as they respawn, they're going to come back stronger. And if you kind of got a glimpse right there, you see I put my golem at the direct front. One, so he dies right away, and plus, hopefully they focus him more so my archers can start poking at the towers and the flying units. So we got our guys spawning in fairly quickly, which keeps the wave constant, I should say, and helps hold the enemy back. We did lose some houses, we lost farms, we took a hit on our economy. A big hit from the night before, at least, because we only had 65 gold for night 11 when the night before we had 80, so we did take a little bit of a loss. But then again, on that side we do have 2 farms, and the other side we only have 1, and then this front side we only have just a mine. So when we do lose those 2 farms, it does take a big hit, but we manage, upgrading our heroes even more. Now these summoning circles are perfect if you use them. At least in my opinion, I only use them for spiders. The other units I feel like don't give you enough gold, and the spiders are really easy to kill anyway, especially if you're stacked. Like, you can see how fast we killed them. They did take out our mine and a couple houses, but we were going to lose these anyway. Those 2 spiders didn't really contribute much to that loss. There was a lot of enemy coming in regardless. So why not get paid for that, you know? So when I use those summoning circles, I only use them for spiders. I tried all the other ones, but it's almost like, why not? Why throw the gold out? But anyways, that's just me. Even the elite spiders, those ones are a little tougher, but still I only go for those. So you can see we're upgrading some more towers, and again to Archer Spire. I like them. Like I was saying, I just feel like they do the most work. And then we're also upgrading the towers in and around our castle. We're going to slowly start upgrading these more and more as we get closer to the last night, because that's pretty much the only thing that's going to be defending us, especially, and not even just the last night, it's really the second to last night. In my opinion, the second to last night, night 14, is harder than night 15, because on many of my runs, if I passed night 14, I knew I was going to beat 15. There was never a scenario, at least that I remember, getting to night 15 and losing. If you pass night 14, you are going to beat night 15. So that is the biggest struggle. So because on night 14, they come in from all different lanes and with flying units. So I was, with my other runs, I was focusing more on the outer towers and units, and I wasn't focusing much on the inner castle towers. So by night 14, I was getting shredded. So it's always good to keep upgrading your towers and around your castle. Night 13 here, we have them coming in from 1 lane. This is actually a fairly easy wave. I think we do a really good job at holding this one. One thing with the shrine gives us several different abilities to use. It can give us it can help our character do more damage output. It can let our units respawn faster, and it can help our shrines do even more damage. With all those, the temples can be very useful, but I didn't really use them on these. I only use them really on the last night. I just found him most useful. Mainly because it's so expensive, especially if you get it to the 3rd upgrade, it's 25 gold. So I just kind of held back with the temple, honestly. And I probably could have just beat this whole thing without even using the temple. Other runs, I do like using the temple, but on this one, I really just used it on the last 2 nights. You can see we get it here, and we get the prayer upgrade. If we were using the build where it gives our character 100% more attack damage, then I would recommend using that on all 3 of the last nights, because it gives us a lot more damage, like 200% more damage. But in this case, our character is pretty much useless, just throwing potions around. So it's really, for me, I didn't see much benefit in using the temple. But night 14 going in, we're upgrading as much towers as we can, getting all of an archer spire. We're spreading out our units a little bit because we do have them coming in from all sides. So we want to make sure we kind of have some protection going on. I am putting my berserker units towards the front. Again, we want them to die so they can keep respawning stronger, so it's okay. Our range units are the ones that I'm trying to keep a little closer to the castle, because their flyers that are coming in are pretty difficult to deal with. So we have this wave of spiders. We kind of handle them. They do take out pretty much all our economy. We get nearly wrecked this run. That's why I said if you can beat night 14, you can beat night 15. And you can see they made their way all the way to the front. Our towers defending our castle all survived, and we did it. So all we do here is just upgrade. We're just upgrading towers as much as we can. We pretty much, like I said, if you beat that night 14, we're gonna beat night 15. I hit up the temple, give us a little more upgrade there, and starting in the last round, all we're doing is pretty much kiting this guy and allowing our shrines, our towers, and everything to wreck him as much as possible. I try to bring my units to the next lane before he dies so they can kind of be ready. By the time he dies, when those waves start coming in, they're kind of already attacking units and defending. So you can see my melee units, which they're useless while he's in the air. So I kind of went over there and directed them all down there. So it kind of lets us be prepared. As you can see, when this next wave comes in, our units are already over there defending. We can't really do much, so we're just watching this guy attack our tower. We can't really hold him back at all, but while he's attacking our castle, he is more vulnerable and he starts taking more and more damage. So it's really the only thing helping us, because if not, he would have just wiped out our castle the first run. We finally get him knocked off his mount, and all we're doing here is just kiting him. We have all our units, all our towers, and we just want this guy to focus us as much as possible. Stay close to him so he focuses you. Just try to kite him, bring him out as far as you can, as much as you can, and you're easily going to win this. If you can get him to keep following you, you're just going to keep running circles. Even if you die, just keep staying close. We die a couple times. It's fine. Just keep kiting him and kiting him. It does take a while because we can't really do much damage. The only thing you do not want him to do is attack your barracks that create your units. Because if we lead him back there, he starts attacking and destroys those, then we have no respawn units. So, and that's pretty much it for night 15. You see, we finally beat him. He didn't even really do much to our castle besides those first couple runs, but we wrapped it up with a nice clean win. And we ended it. We only needed 25,000 points, but we did a little bit over that. So, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.